Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're pulling right back the curtain to see exactly how products are designed, priced, and sold directly to you. If you've ever wanted to understand the actual mechanics of business, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to demystify the entire product journey and hopefully inject a little fun into the science of how things go from a crazy idea in a lab to a staple in your living room.
All right, let's kick things off with a pretty staggering number, 5,000. That is the estimated number of advertising messages the average consumer is confronted with every single day. Just think about that for a second. From the subway turnstiles plastered with insurance ads to Chinese food containers decorated with airline logos, we're literally bombarded from the moment we wake up.
Now, seeing all those ads, you'd probably assume that's all there is to it, right? But is marketing just advertising? Actually, not even close. I really want to challenge that assumption today. Marketing isn't just a bunch of commercials. It's a holistic, end-to-end process of creating actual value for you, the consumer.
So here's how we're going to break it down today. First, we'll look at how marketing is more than just advertising, then finding your target market, cracking open the marketing mix toolkit, promoting your product, and finally, building lasting customer relationships.
Okay, part one, more than just advertising. Creating, communicating, and delivering value.
If we look at the American Marketing Association's definition of marketing, notice how incredibly broad it is. It basically means every single job in a company is ultimately about satisfying customer needs. Think about your local movie theater. The person picking which movies to show, they're doing marketing. The person placing the newspaper ads, marketing, obviously. But even the ticket seller, the person scooping your popcorn, and the projectionist up in the booth, they are all part of the marketing effort because their ultimate purpose is satisfying your needs and delivering value.
To really picture this, let's talk about a guy named Mark Tilden and a fantastic case study, RoboSapien. Mark used to build robots for NASA that literally ended up on Mars. He left the space world to team up with WowWee Toys to create this 14-inch, remote-controlled robot with a serious attitude. I mean, it dances, it raps, it even belches. It was a super neat invention. But to go from a cool idea in a workshop to selling 1.5 million units in its first 5 months, it desperately needed WowWee's marketing expertise to navigate that product journey.
Moving on to part two, finding your target market. Basically, who exactly are we selling to?
Because you can't sell to everyone, right? Marketers have to narrow down the field. Now, you can segment a market demographically, which is dividing consumers by age, income, or education. For example, Hyundai offering a $400 bonus to recent college grads. But you can also use psychographic segmentation. This is classifying consumers based on their individual lifestyles, interests, or values. Think of a casino targeting risk takers or an outdoor brand targeting active hikers. It's the fascinating difference between who you are on paper versus how you actually live your life out in the real world.
And here's where it gets super interesting. Companies will actually layer these together. It's a process called clustering. Take Starbucks, for example. Their target recipe involves demographics, specifically targeting ages 25 to 40, though college students are totally a growing segment for them. Then they factor in geography, looking for urban or upscale suburban workers. And finally, they look at income, finding buyers who are willing to pay a premium for specialty coffee. They perfectly cluster these specific segments together to target you.
All right, section 3, the marketing mix toolkit, also known as the 4 Ps of marketing. So the marketing mix consists of the 4 Ps: product, price, place, and promotion. You can think of these like ingredients in a distinct recipe, and they are entirely interconnected. If you change just one ingredient, let's say the price or where the product is sold, you've effectively changed your entire product strategy.
Let's apply this recipe back to our robot friend. Product is all about developing specific features that meet your target market's needs, like giving RoboSapien that highly entertaining, edgy personality. Price is setting the cost to match value. They made RoboSapien $99, so it felt like a premium yet accessible impulse gift. Place means distributing it where your target customers actually shop, like putting the robot in Best Buy right next to other consumer electronics. And promotion? That's simply how you inform buyers the product even exists.
Let's zoom in on that product piece for a second, specifically looking at multi-branding in the hospitality industry. Have you ever noticed how major hotel chains like Marriott, Hilton, and Hyatt offer different hotel brands? They do this to capture completely different segments of the market. The exact same customer who books a Residence Inn with a full kitchen for a long, boring work trip might book a Ritz-Carlton for their fancy family vacation. Through multi-branding, these chains capture your business across different life events without you ever leaving their overarching reward system.
So, why go through all that trouble to keep you loyal?
Well, it's all about brand equity. Get this staggering fact. Apple's brand alone is valued at over $170 billion. When you have a positive experience with a product, you develop brand loyalty, which ensures you keep coming back to their ecosystem. The financial stakes of good marketing and building a strong brand name are just absolutely massive.
And building that brand means every single touchpoint matters, even the box it comes in. While we could have easily shipped RoboSapien in a cheap square cardboard box stuffed with styrofoam just to keep costs down, but instead they used a custom, clear, curved box so the product was completely visible. The robot literally had to market itself while just sitting there on the store shelf. Packaging isn't just a container, it is a highly functional part of the marketing mix.
Which brings us to Section 4, promoting your product, or getting the word out.
Just like the marketing mix, there's a whole separate toolkit just for promotion. It includes advertising, which is paid, non-personal communication. Then there's personal selling, which relies on one-on-one interactions. Think of the experts at Home Depot giving you advice on a Sunday morning. Sales promotion includes direct incentives, buy one, get one offers or Nabisco's 100-calorie snack packs. And finally, publicity, which is essentially free PR. When LeBron James wore Beats headphones to the 2008 Olympics, that was massive free publicity. For RoboSapien, while we used a mix of these, including a wild publicity stunt in New York City with actual actors roaming the streets in 6-foot robot costumes.
And finally, Section 5, building customer relationships and keeping them coming back.
This is where customer relationship management, or CRM, becomes absolutely crucial to a company's survival. Why? Because it costs up to 5 times more to attract a brand new customer than to just sell to an existing one. Plus, repeat customers tend to spend more and recommend your product to their friends. Retaining customers isn't just a nice thing to do, it is a vital financial necessity.
To see this in action, check out this totally brilliant CRM strategy from Caesars Entertainment. Every year, they sponsor the World Series of Poker. 7,000 entrants pay $10,000 each just to play. But the real value for Caesars isn't the entry fee. Every single player fills out a detailed information card, and that data is fed straight into the Caesars database. Almost immediately, these high-value gamers start receiving targeted room discounts and exclusive party invitations. By tracking customer behavior, they build this intense, highly targeted loyalty that pays off for years.
Now, if we look at the modern frontier of building these relationships, it's all about social media. It's a loud, crowded world out there for sure, but social media allows brands to step off of static billboards and engage in direct, two-way conversations with you.
Today, successful promotion means actually participating in a cultural conversation. Look at some of these campaigns from 2021. Zoom ran a virtual background contest to drive engagement. Planters literally killed off their own mascot, Mr. Peanut, in this viral stunt inspired by pop culture movies, and it got nearly 50,000 retweets. And Dove launched the Pass the Crown campaign to end race-based hair discrimination, promoting inclusivity and growing a deeply loyal audience. They weren't just shouting at consumers, they were connecting on a very human level.
And when one of these social campaigns really hits the nail on the head, the results are just unreal. The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge wasn't a corporate brand campaign, obviously, but it absolutely proves the world-changing power of a perfectly executed social media strategy. It generated 10 billion views and raised $115 million in just 6 weeks. That is the ultimate example of engaging a target audience to take immediate, highly visible action.
So, we've journeyed through how products are designed, priced, packaged, and promoted to perfectly align with your lifestyle and your demographics. It's a lot to think about. Next time you buy your absolute favorite brand, ask yourself, did you consciously choose them, or did their perfectly crafted marketing mix choose you? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and definitely keep an eye out for these hidden strategies in your everyday life.